Hey, Omar, Chicago Cycling Network, and we're here again with somebody that's very special. But before we get there, remember, I just started having a guest book. So if you come on the show, you get to sign the guest book. And as I said before, if you didn't sign the guest book as yet, I'm going to hunt you down and find you, and you're going to sign the book, okay? Because this is a very special book. All the people who come on the show, sign the book, okay? Please. Thanks everybody who's been supporting the channel, and whether it's like liking our Facebook post or watching the videos on YouTube. Really appreciate it. People are subscribing. I can't thank you guys enough and helping to spread the word. And we'll just keep on pushing and keep on bringing content of amazing people in Chicago. And I know you guys must be wondering, why am I wearing this beautiful jacket? Well, it's because today we have a very special guest in the house. So I went and pulled out my jacket from 1965 that I wore at the Soul Train Awards. No, I'm kidding. It's such a jacket I have, and I'm like, I want to wear it. So, but again,
it's beautiful.
Thank you. So it's all fun, okay, guys? It's all fun.
And I wore a T-shirt.
Yeah, but it's a beautiful T-shirt because it represents
Cymet, my racing team.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that in a little bit. Okay. So she's excited. I love that. She's excited to be here. So sit back, relax. It's going to be very conversational, and we're going to get to know you.
Okay.
Introduce yourself. Share your name. We're going to learn all the things about your amazing cooking. I don't know. We'll find out in a little bit. So please introduce yourself. Let us know who you are.
My name's Denise Karlin, and I'm a cyclist. And I'm an older cyclist. I'm 57 years old, and I started cycling in 2017. Just changes in my life, changes in my marriage. I was playing tennis for a long time. I was getting injuries from that. I was doing spin classes, and I wasn't enjoying the noise and the instructors or the lights, sometimes strobe lights. So somebody said, maybe you should get a bike and go bike outside. So I got a hybrid bike, and all these people are passing me on Sheridan Road with my hybrid bike, and I'm like, I need to get a better bike. And I knew someone who recommended me to Pony Shop, and Lou Kuhn is the owner of Pony Shop. And I went in there and I said, I want to get a road bike, and I want to get a bike with 2 wheel sets so I can do all the things. I want to try cyclocross, I want to try gravel, and I want to try road. So I got my Super X cyclocross bike and 2 sets of wheels, and off I went. And I just started cycling on the road and practicing, clipping in. And this is kind of funny, I've never ridden with road pedals. I've only done SPDs. And that's all I ever do is SPDs. And so I'm able to switch through all my bikes that way. And that's how I just kind of like jumped into it. I started doing some like socials through a thing called the Chain Link, which doesn't exist anymore. I met a woman named Anna Offius, who is a very excellent cyclist in our area, and she told me about Spider Monkey. I started cycling with Spider Monkey and joined their club, and I cycled with Spider Monkey up until about COVID.
Okay.
And I'll just sum up, and then after COVID, I get all my bikes. I did everything through Pony Shop, and I have a few bikes. I have a few bikes too, and so Spider Monkey wasn't racing so much anymore. They're more of like they do have racers, but not so many at the cyclocross races, which I was getting into. So then I joined Pony Shop, and then I was on Pony Shop for a few years. And this last year there was some issues. It's a little difficult. I was the only woman on the team that was actively cycling in races. And so just wanted more of a cycling women's community. And so then I joined Cymet. And I've been on Cymet since the fall of last year.
Oh, so what exactly is Cymet?
Cymet is a cycling racing team.
What does Cymet mean? Because I was thinking about Cymet. I'm like, Cymet? I'm like, is that like from Terminator or something like that?
I'm like, it's PSIMET. And Cymet is owned by Robert Curtis. And I don't know where his shop is actually, but he makes wheels. He makes wheels. And so, and he owns the team. And I don't know why it's called Cymet. You'll have to ask him. You'll have to have him on and do an interview.
What's his name again?
Robert Curtis.
Mr. Curtis. You're going to be over here, okay?
But I have to say too, Robert Curtis also has a podcast called Road is Dead.
I know Road is Dead podcast.
Oh, then that's it.
That's him. Oh, no, I get it. No.
No, you get it. Yeah.
I know the podcast very well. And I think I subscribe to them on YouTube.
Okay.
So I know that's him now. Because I've watched several of them like back in the days, but I didn't know exactly what they were about. So now I know that's him. All right, got it. Yes. Mr. Curtis, we're gonna talk, okay? it's gonna happen. And also it's gonna happen to Lou because we're gonna talk to Lou because Lou is a good guy.
Oh my gosh.
I've ridden with him many times.
Yes.
He come join us at Cortado. I've done several of the Lighthouse ride with him.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I've got yelled at by him also. Lou, I'm sorry. But it's all good now. We have made up and we're good.
Good. That's good. Lou Kuhn is, I think, Lou Kuhn is an amazing man, and Vlad in that shop. I knew nothing about bicycles, and I have no problem walking into that shop and saying, "Hey, this is what I'm thinking about. What am I doing wrong?" And they know I know nothing about bikes, but they guide me nicely, and I don't. And everything they do is to make me a better cyclist. I don't feel any discomfort. They just make me feel at home. I love those guys. I love the Pony Shop is one of the best cycling shops in the city, without a doubt.
All right. So, Pony Shop. Lou, we're coming for you. It's going to happen. So let's back up a little because you mentioned that you have a couple. How many bikes do you have?
Maybe around 7 or 8.
Wow. And what's the spread? Like you have...
I also have a trainer bike, a bike that stays on my trainer. I have a road bike. I have a cyclocross bike. I have my original bike that I bought from Lou is now my gravel bike that that they just upgraded to me and made it more electronic. And so that I use for my gravel races. I have a 350 used kids steel, heavy as hell fat bike that we put some goth spike, tires on it, and that's what I use for fat biking. If the snow is really the conditions are right, I'll fat bike, but I don't love it. And then I have a mountain bike, and then I have my station wagon bike. I bought a bike to do bike packing with, and it didn't quite work out for bike packing. The bosses weren't holding up the panniers, and then I decided panniers isn't. I'm going on to a different subject, but panniers weren't really working for bike packing that I was doing, especially on the Great Divide mountain bike trail and doing the Tour Divide, which I've done. So I got a Juliana mountain bike, and that's what I did that on.
Well, the Tour Divide, what exactly is that? Because I've never heard of that before.
Oh, okay. So it's bike packing. Okay, so I started practicing with my partner who, that was his goal. That was something he wanted to do, was do the Great Divide mountain bike ride. There's 2 routes. There's that route and the Tour Divide route. And there are 2.
How many miles are you talking about?
2,800. Uh-huh.
Huh?
2,800, about 175,000 feet of climbing.
You do it in one day?
No.
No, I'm just listening.
Wouldn't that be awesome? We'll talk about like that. But it took me a few years to kind of like figure out how to bike pack. And like I did, we did a route in Arkansas. We did several routes in Canada, 2 Montana and 3 Montana, some accidents. But then, I just decided, I really want to do the race. I want to do the Tour Divide race. And I want to start, a lot of people start in Banff. That's where the main start is, the Grand Depart. But there's also a Grand Depart in Antelope Wells, which is on the Mexican border. So I started in New Mexico at Antelope Wells, and I went up to Banff. And that was the 2,800 miles.
And how long it took you to do that?
52 days.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a self-supported race. You go by yourself. It's not, you don't do anything with other people. You just bike. I'm 57. I'm not, here to do, I wasn't going to be at the pointy end of the race. The pointy end of the race is these people are doing it in a week or 12 days. It is a literal race from south to north, or either way, actually. But it's quite an accomplishment to do it. So I was the only woman. I am proud. I was the only woman that year to complete it
Fist bump.
Thanks. And I was the only person to complete it. All the other men, that was about 15 that started, they didn't complete it. So for various reasons, there's loneliness, there's saddle sores, there's sicknesses. Sometimes if you don't filter your water, you get giardia, you get, food, mental, it's hard. It's a hard race.
And you did that.
I did that.
Wow.
Yeah.
See?
So it's mountain biking and you go over terrains and you walk, and there's the Tour Divide route is different from the Great Divide route, where there's a little bit easier, but.
And how do you track, like, do you have a map or something that you use to do it?
Yeah,
or
just
GPS?
like on my Wahoo, you've got the little breadcrumbs that kind of like take
Gotcha.
you through the whole thing.
So you can just upload the route and then just follow it.
You get the route the week before the race starts in case there's any changes, and you go. So
you say backpacking, do you stay in hotels or are you making like campsites, or how do you sleep?
Yeah, it's bikepacking. So you have a tent because you're in the middle of nowhere in a lot of places. So you do primitive camping. If you reach a town and you're able to stay in a hotel, you're able to stay in a hotel, and then you get to take a shower, which is nice. And you get a toilet, which is also nice. But most of the time it's in a tent and primitive and off the road. Yeah.
Chicago. We have first something like this in our network that do race like this. So if you're inspired, wanting to do something like this, she can tell you and give you some pointers. Because I think I want to do this, but again, I can't, not yet, because I got kids at home. You met my kids earlier.
Yeah.
But this is the type of things I want to do.
Oh,
eventually.
You meet, because the Great Divide route also kind of goes in and out of the Tour Divide route. There are families that are on this route. It's pretty amazing. Yeah. There's babies. They carry them along with them. I don't know how they do it. But
maybe not 52 days. Maybe like 50 days. Maybe I could take off from work all these times. And all my kids was, hey, summer. This is what we're gonna do for the summer.
That's what a lot of people come from Europe, and that's what they do. They just travel and bike, and yeah.
Wow, that sounds
the only
awesome.
The only thing. I mean, there's a lot of situations that are kind of scary to people, because you're going through areas that have a lot of grizzly bears, a lot of bears, a lot of animals, and then there's cars, and so it's difficult.
Yeah, the only thing I'm worried about is if there's still any sundown towns in the U.S. that have to bike through. There's still towns that have it on their dockets. It's still legal. Nobody enforces it,
right?
But it's still, there's like 2025,
right?
And there's still sundown towns in America.
But I think, yes, there are, and that's horrendous. But like, part of me, like, when I think about the route, it is literally the most friendliest route, and I didn't recognize any difficulties with any of that. Or, I mean, you see some stuff, but I didn't see anything. But when you're on the route and you're a single woman, you don't talk to people. You don't tell people you're a single person riding. You just mind your own business and you keep to yourself. But yeah, no, I guess there is a few towns that are a little sketchy. Yeah.
It's okay. You made it. You're here.
Yeah.
You're here.
I don't want to call out any towns, but there's one that comes to mind.
No name calling. No, they know who they are.
They know who they are. Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. Man, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So what tire size are you running on your road bike now? Do you know what size?
26.
26, 20. Okay, because now there's a big push now where people are going to like 28, 30, 32. So all my bikes, I used to ride 25s.
Yeah.
And then I made a change to 28s.
Yeah.
Big difference.
Oh, okay. Well, think about it.
And then my disc brakes are on the corner. I'm running 32s.
Are you?
Even better.
Okay.
It's just so much more. You can feel the road.
Do you feel like you're moving faster with it?
Not necessarily faster, but I think more comfortable.
Okay.
Because at the speed, I don't go at Tour de France speed.
No.
So at my level, never will. maybe for 5 seconds.
Honestly, me neither.
Yeah, maybe 5 seconds. I could do it in 5 seconds. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, but I do feel like I'm a lot more comfortable on the bike. But I don't necessarily go faster, but I feel more comfort.
Do you run tubeless?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
I am still. All my bikes you see right here, they're all still a rim brake.
Oh.
And I'm still an old school guy. I love the interaction with my bike where I have a flat, I take the tube out, I blow it up a little bit, I have a conversation. Plus, it's a good time for me to take a break because I'm dying sometimes anyway. So it's like a time to just take a break and just like catch my breath when I'm changing my tire. So, all my still rim brake and still no tubeless. Maybe one day.
You're not the only one. I mean, we were just having this conversation the other day because me and my partner, we've gone tubeless on our road bikes, and it can be frustrating sometimes.
I mean, again, I've seen where when it work.
Yeah.
And when it don't.
Yeah. Well, that's exactly what we said. Like, if it doesn't, it's catastrophic. Your ride is over.
Right.
But
I mean, you can put a tube in it if you want.
Yeah, but man, that's a half an hour, right?
Yeah, and it gets really messy and all sorts of different things. And I'm still running tubes, and maybe one day I'll switch over. But
do you know PJ Cavoto?
Maybe the face.
Okay.
Or maybe not the name.
Okay. He's on 606, right? A master's rider on 606. PJ.
I know the name.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
It's only because I know
he races.
I have a 606 jersey.
Ooh.
I do.
But PJ, he's old school too. He likes tubes, and he hasn't gone tubeless. And so we're like, we heard that the other day. We're like, wait, what? We need to talk to you more about that and find out more about that information. Anyway, why?
So fun fact that I have all the jerseys for most of the bike clubs in Chicago.
Oh, do you really? Except for Simon.
Not yet.
Not yet.
But
when Rob Curtis comes on,
the way I can get it, I'll get it. So I'm officially a member of Triple X.
Okay.
I'm a member of Evolution.
Oh, I like him.
I have OK Cycling jersey. I have 606 jersey.
Okay.
I just bought a Misfit Cycling.
Oh yeah.
I have Plaza. I have Cortado. I have Eric's bike because I bike with all these guys. And the thing is, I don't race.
Yeah.
So there's no conflict of interest. And I go on to support the different biking groups in Chicago. So I don't race.
Yeah. Why do you not race?
Specifically because it's dangerous, especially because it's mainly like crit racing.
Mm-hmm.
And I am not a critter, and I just don't want to crash. If I was younger, I probably would, because if I get a crash, I could heal pretty fast. But now I don't heal that fast.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I can hold my own on the bike, because I bike with.
Oh yeah.
I bike with.
You do the Wednesday night.
I do the Wednesday night ride. Mm-hmm. I win sprints there.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I've won 3 of the 4 or 5 sprints. But again, it's just not my thing. I've seen my friends crash, and it's like, I just don't want to crash. And I see what it can do to people. I'm like, no, not me.
No,
road racing, like for example, race the lake,
right?
Stuff like that I would do.
Oh, you've done that, yeah? Not
yet.
Okay.
But I want to do it.
Okay.
But no crits.
No.
Not doing it. And if I do a crit, my goal will be to stay at the front the entire time, and I'm not enemy. And that's because I'm not going to try to get caught up in the back. Again, I've gone to Intelligence and see the races and stuff. I've seen the crashes, and I'm like, no. And I don't know if you know about this Instagram page called Crit Drama.
Oh, yes.
We see all the crashes. I'm like, yeah, no, not doing that. I'm good.
But then obviously tomorrow I'm doing a crit race, right?
In Kenosha.
In Kenosha, battle on the border. So
all the best.
What?
Rubber side up and all the best.
Yes, thank you. But there's also gravel racing.
Gravel, I definitely want to do. I've done. I do have a gravel bike, which is no longer here, because my friends from Cortado, hey, get a gravel bike, and I did. And last year I rode a gravel bike once time because it's mainly road, and to get to DPRT and so it's like, and I literally my gravel bike, I took it to my in-laws and leave it here in Sterling because I'm not using it. It's taking up space.
Okay.
But I do have a gravel bike.
Okay.
My friends told me, you get a fat bike. Also, you make sure you have a fat bike. And I thought about getting a fat bike. I'm like, I get a fat bike. I'm riding maybe like once or twice a year.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, no. So Zwift it is.
Well, that's why, like, I've got that 350 like cheap kids bike, and I put the big, $500 tires on it, and just sits there. If the conditions are right, then I'll do it. But I'm not a big fat bike.
You see my tri bike? This bike I ride lasted like maybe 2 or 3 times.
Okay.
When I take this to a group ride, I'm either 2 places.
Uh-huh.
I'm either at the front.
Okay.
Or I'm at 10 meters off the back.
Okay.
Because these are not friendly for group rides.
No.
And people kind of frown at them a little bit.
Yeah.
But when I take it out, it means I'm going to be going really, really hard.
Yeah. And that's what you like to do, right?
Yeah. I love to go fast.
Yeah.
Going fast is fun.
But you just haven't found racing yet.
But I'm also, one of the reasons why I think I'm not so big in racing now is racing takes a lot of mental space and fun out of the reason why you do it. Why I said it, because I used to be, you see all those medals behind you, right? I was a runner. I used to run, and I used to train And if I didn't hit my numbers or I didn't win a race or
Yeah.
place in my age group, it becomes stressful.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't make a living from this.
Yeah.
So what's the point? So now when I come to think about racing bikes, I'm like, you know, that's one of fun.
Yeah.
I'll go up to the group ride, and if you guys want me to help with the pulling or give you guys lead out or sprints and push the group, that's me.
That's you.
But the old racing stuff, I'm good.
Yeah. I think I enjoy doing the racing because I get to see my friends. Like in the assignment group, we have such a great group of women that support each other through racing. And it's really nice to just see each other. Tomorrow, there's like 5 or 6 of us that are going to be up there. And that's just women. There's men too. At the gravel events, Barry-Roubaix or Dirty South, we're all together. We're all racing that together. Or Rough Road. Did you do Rough Road?
I didn't.
Okay.
My friend Patrick Lena did it. People think I'm Patrick all the time, but I'm not Patrick.
Okay.
we get mixed up all the time.
I don't know Patrick, and I just met you, so I don't really know. But like, so there's a group of us that do that, and then of course cyclocross. I'm with a team, so we have a tent, and we get there and spend our Sundays together. And
so you guys are doing it at Montrose Beach?
Montrose. But there's the Chicago Cross Cup. So it's a series of 10 to 12 races, 8 to 12 races, and you do it like almost every Sunday.
Yeah, but all the cyclocross is when it's cold too.
It's cold and it's snowing and it's rain and it's mud and you're running.
You ever heard my slogan?
No.
I'm Jamaican. I'm made for heat, not for sleet.
I love that. So, and I hear you.
Yeah, it's like, I want to go spectate on Superman. I'm like, it's cold. I don't know.
It's a skill set. It is a skill set, but I find it really challenging. But I love the people that we do it with. And cycling.
And you mentioned about you spend time with your friends. This is also one of the reasons why I don't train.
Okay.
Because if I train, I won't see my friends. Because training is very strict. Certain things you have to do.
It's true.
So literally, in the wintertime, I'm on Zwift.
Yeah.
I try to meet my friends on Zwift and we do rides and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But once it's warm time,
I'm
gonna ride with my friends.
Yeah.
And that's it. It's coffee, do everything. Because once you start to train, you just can't spend time with your friends. Because I've had friends who start training, and you never see them again.
You don't see them.
And you're like, what happened? And then at some point they're like, you know what? I think I'm burnt out from this stuff. I want to come back and just ride my bicycle. I'm like, yeah. And I understand that. And that's where I'm at now. So I just want to have fun.
Oh no, I hear you. I mean, it does get to be kind of a burnout after a while. And if you're training in order, at my age, in order to be able to keep up with the youngins, I have to actually train. And especially in winter, I do Zwift and I do ZRL racing I have a racing team from ZRL, Revo, which is also great.
Oh, that means you're in the same team as
Taya?
Taya, but Taya trains somebody. Oh my God, we do a lot of bike marshals together. I'm going blank. I'm not going blank on her name. Yes, I know Thea. I bike with Drew. Thea, Drew, Big Drew.
I don't know
her
Drew,
husband,
but I know the women. I know.
He's an animal.
Is he?
Oh my God, he's so fast. he's like what 6'3", 6'4", perfect draft.
Oh really?
This guy is a monster in the bike.
Well, that would be fun to draft behind.
Yeah, Drew.
Anyway, I Taya is awesome though. She is amazing, and she's on my team, and I love.
Why am I going blank? And
I know who you're talking about, but
I'm looking at her face right now. It's gonna come back to me because we do the Chicago Bike Marshals together, Chicago Martin Bike Marshal, and we do some of the races together.
Yeah.
And I'm going blank. Anyway, I'm looking at her face right now, but I can't.
Me too.
It'll come back to me. But I think she's on Revo.
I think she's the director of Revo, who you're thinking about. Besides Trisha. Anyway.
It'll come back.
Anyway, so I do the ZRL, and yes, I train with a coach in order to keep up, in order to do cross. So I train with Empirical Cycling, and my coach Erica Zavetta is a cyclocross pro. And she used to do crits and all the road races. Now she's not, she also got burnt out, but she coaches, but she's done some amazing things making me stronger. I also do weightlifting in order to keep up with the youngins. So I do weightlifting with Alex Kramer from Blue Room Training, and she's been amazing. So I feel like, like you ask, like, why do you cycle? Yes, to be with friends, but also to keep fit and to keep up and keep healthy at my age.
Yeah,
so which is the most important thing, because I want to keep up with my kids and be able to spend as much time as I can on this planet with them. So that's
plus also the mental health aspect of cycling.
right.
Yeah. You just can't be just going out on the bike and just spin your legs and just like the world has become lighter.
Right.
And then especially when you're with your friends, or
right.
sometimes you just want to. I'm just solar today. I'm just clear my brain and think about nothing or think about something.
Right.
So cycling has done miracles for me in that level, and for many other people. That's exactly what you're saying. So I get it. Yeah.
But kind of training for like an event also kind of like puts a focus onto something else other than like just doing the same group ride, going up the Sheridan Road and doing the Fort Loop or the cemetery route. Sometimes it's kind of nice to, okay, but now I have to do intervals, and that kind of like changes it up a little bit. And it's good for me too. It's good for my metabolism. It's good for my health. It's good for my focus. So it's just doing a variety of things. Group rides have its place, and then training has its place, in my opinion.
I don't disagree with anything that you're saying.
Okay.
What you're saying is on point. It's on point, and I do my intervals and Zwift, but outside when it's time for outside, I'm with my friends. I'm with my peeps.
I hear you.
So some days I literally do like sometimes 3 bike ride in 1 bike ride.
Oh, okay.
Like I will start with Evolution, and say, guys, I'm gonna go with you guys for this distance, and then I'm gonna flip back and go meet up with Cortado.
Okay.
And then after Cortado, I'm gonna go meet up with my buddy somewhere else.
Okay.
And then I do all. And then when I get home, I said, my wife, let's go for a bike ride.
Oh, that's nice.
So I do all that in one weekend.
Yeah.
Like I just bounce from group to group. Like some sort of 7:30. Nice. Then after 9 o'clock to meet you guys there, and then from 9. Yeah. And then when I get home, I say, hey, let's go ride my wife. All right. So I love it, man.
I love the group rides too.
Used to be running.
The Monday night ride is got to be my favorite right now. It's just so much fun. And these people that you ride with, Simon group rides and the Monday night ride, the CCC people, they're just amazing. They're so inclusive and they're so welcoming. And I adore all of them. They're just great. There's no hierarchy. There's no manipulation. There's no misogyny. It's just ride your bike. And that's great.
Good point, because I think this is the message I'm trying to let people to get, that this is what makes Chicago just an amazing cycling culture to be in.
Right.
I mean, yes, you might find some twat waffles here and there, but in general,
there's crazy. It's people. So there's crazy in people. And
but in general, people are so welcoming.
But the majority of the people that are cycling are nice. There's a few that are
yeah, but again,
they have the vibe goes off and you're just like, just ride your bike. Can you just ride your bike? Please just ride your bike. so
Monday nights for sure, I'm gonna start making, typically Monday's my day off.
Oh, okay.
Because the weekends, typically it's a heavy load for me in the weekends.
Yeah.
I do maybe between Saturday and Sunday, I put in maybe like 8 hours on the bike between Saturday and Sunday. Okay. So Monday's like, I don't want to ride, but I want to start doing more the Mondays as a recovery ride.
Yeah. Isn't that the funniest thing about that ride? It's a recovery ride. It's an introduction to cycling ride.
Because somebody, do you know when they invented bike racing?
No. Oh, ages ago.
It's a trick question. The answer is when they made the second bike.
That's hilarious.
Right?
Yeah.
So when you go to these groups, it's a recovery ride. No, there's a second bike. It will become a race. Okay.
And it becomes and it's fun though, because we regroup and it's kind of like cool. Whereas like the Wednesday night ride, it depends on what ride you go on, but it's a race.
Yeah. Wednesday night ride is a tough ride.
Yeah.
Just to finish that ride is like, it's next level.
Yeah.
It is. And I really like the Monday night ride where they have it, you do the lagoons all out from Tower back to Willow. Mm-hmm. And then you do the Baha'i sprint. Mm-hmm. So on Monday when I showed up, I was trying to tell the guys, just chill. It's gonna be all right. We're gonna be all right. We're in the tower and these guys, they just took off.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh Lord, look at this. So I just closed the gap on them.
Yeah.
And then some of them took off again. I'm like, all right, I closed the gap on it. And when I went to about 400 meters to go, I opened up and they're like, I'm like, yeah, I can push my back a little bit. I'm just relaxing right now. The same thing when we went to Baha'i,
Yeah.
and then this other guy, I won't call his name, but he
Yeah.
thought he was gonna win. I'm like, I'm just here grinning, just waiting to hit it. And then I was like, gone. It was fun. So, and the pace line too, they do in Monday Night Ride.
Yeah, they
teach
do.
people the pace
They do
lining.
a reverse pace line only halfway up Sheridan. It's like kind of like a mess. And
Yeah. So I wasn't a partake, but then I'm like, let me go show these guys what pace line is about, because you can't jump in and jump out, and you
Yeah.
can't, you have to, if you're in the fast lane, you have to go like, for example, 26 miles an hour. When you go over, you soft pedal.
Right.
Don't stop pedaling. You've got to soft pedal. And
Yeah.
But again, people are new to this stuff and they're learning.
Yeah,
So
they are learning on that ride. But I think what's nice about the pace line on the Monday Night Ride is it's pretty continuous, and everybody just kind of like rotates through, which is really kind of nice. You don't have somebody usually up there like just
hammering
and setting the pace, which is fine for, it just depends on what the ride is, the Wednesday night ride. That's what that's
no. When that raises content, is constant attacks. Just attack after attack after attack, and then when the 606 boys show up,
the 545 punch goes by, then you're like,
exactly, and so it gets crazy. But baselining, I tell you this: if you ever want to get a really good experience on a paceline ride, Plaza.
Oh, okay.
Have you heard of Plaza? They meet at Kilnwood Station and Green Bay by the train station at 7:30 during the weekend. And they're ready to do week 2 and everything, but they have the perfect pace line, right? I've ridden with those guys, like with Murray and Drew and Beth and Ruth and all those the amazing pace lining. So I made a mistake when I went the first time. I didn't realize that what pace lining meant. So what they do is it's only about 10 or 12 guys in the pace line.
Oh, okay.
And the rest of the group stay behind them and draft off them.
Oh, I see.
So because that way, when you mark somebody and stuff, you can just keep the pace line really smooth. Because when pace line get too big, it gets too confusing. Yeah. So most of them be like 14 people, but most times it's between 8 to 14 people. Yeah. And the group is like 30, 40 people sometimes.
Oh, I see.
But only the top 12.
They're the ones that are doing the pace line.
And everybody stay behind them and just guard the back of the pace line.
Oh, okay.
And then when you get to the back, the person at the front, they will call, say the story time to, and it's beautiful. Let's watch these guys.
That's kind of what the Monday line is, but I like being a part of the pace. I'm sorry, I don't mean to touch that, but I like being a part of the pulling. I feel like also that's my interval, like that's my training. So I want to be a part of that pace line, but sometimes in groups they don't want the women in that part, and so then it gets a little sticky.
Yeah, don't worry. But I'm gonna defend you. I will defend you for sure. I'll defend you.
But the Monday ride, I don't see that. The Wednesday, I've tried the CCC ride once last year. It's my goal to kind of like to try it. I need to know the route a little better because it's a different route than the usual North Shore routes. So I need to learn that route. But the Simon ride, I'm doing pretty good on the Wednesday ride. So that's step one, and then
I'm waiting. I'm waiting for you to come out, and I'll protect you.
But then, but for the right now, like this summer, my plan is to do some crits. I'll do
intelligence, Chicago grit.
Yeah, yes. I'll step in some TOED and I'll get dropped, and then I will. And I did a lot of the Intelligentsia or Chicago grit last summer, and I've been doing them all along my career for the most part, my cycling career, whatever that is. And I'll do them again because I love supporting our Chicago cycling racing community because that's really important. And the numbers are great and they're rising and that's beautiful. Actually, Monsters closed in the men's 4 or 5. That's happening today. The category is full. That's awesome. Wow. Yeah. So like it's increasing. So that's really great for our cycling area.
Did you ever get a chance to watch the interview I did with Bryce Mead?
No.
So Bryce Mead owned Mead's bike shop in Sterling, where my wife is from.
Oh, okay.
And he would say like before about 2009, prior to that, like the races, the group races and stuff, those races the pay was like $5,000, $4,000 for the winner. Wow. And he just at a race in Elgin, I think he mentioned that was like $35,000, $50,000 for the payout for the winner. Jeez. But then after about 2009 or so, it started going down. Where races now, you win, you get like a cap or some booze and gels or a t-shirt. Yeah. But back then, so So racing was really big back then. And what he would do, him and his buddy, like 5, 6 guys, and they go around different races in the area, and win money. And he says in 1 week, and I was making like $3,000-4,000.
Oh, that's nice
per person.
That's kind of nice, but you have to win.
No, so that's what they did. They just go around and they say, okay, you're the sprinter. I'm going to be the.
They
work together and they work the races, and but now. Racing is going to build up again, and I hope
that's kind of like the neat challenge about crit racing is the strategy, like helping each other and supporting each other. And the more women you have on a team, the more you're able to kind of strategize and kind of like, where it's a learning process too. So like, I'm here to learn how to strategize and learn how to position myself so that I can help my teammate get to that front to do that final sprint. It's really great. It works the brain.
In the words of George W. Bush. It's a lot of strategery.
A lot of strategery. and some monkey stuff. Some like screwing around and a lot of like sketchy stuff. Yeah. And then there's all sorts of weird stuff.
The sketch stuff is what it was.
It's that stuff that you just have to be careful of.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, it's if it's for you and you can do it, man, it's awesome.
Yeah.
So what's like one of your favorite places to ride around the area?
Oh, here?
Yeah. One of your favorite streets? Are you just like, when I'm on the streets, I'm like, oh my, I'm just like in utopia. Do you have any favorite spots you like to ride here? Because I have a few.
Here?
Yeah.
In Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite spot to ride is Mallorca.
We're going to see that. She just dropped my thumb there. I'm like, Chicago, but...
Like...
okay, tell us your trip to Mallorca, because I've seen you riding. I'm like, wow, it's pretty amazing. So tell us about that.
We've gone 3 times. It's amazing. It's a cycling mecca. It's just to like do some base miles during the winter time, but you never see so many people on the bikes. It's just incredible. And my favorite ride is just going up Sabatalia, going over down Sa Calabra, up Sa Calabra and down Flaminia. It's my favorite ride. And it is hard and it is challenging, but it is beautiful. And I love it. I love going to Mallorca. It's easy to rent a bike. It's easy to take a bike and you just jump on your bike and you just ride. You ride hills and mountains and beautiful scenery, and you get to the top of like some center of a square and there's 25 to 50 cyclists all eating and drinking and then they go and cycle more, and and like me and my partner don't always ride at the same pace. And so like we just join other groups and they're like, none of us speak the same language, but we're all like, cool.
The language you speak is bike.
We speak bike, Bike. So it's just a beautiful experience. I highly recommend it to anybody if they.
So what else? So Mallorca. What else do you recommend? Like, where the other place have you been?
Cycling
outside of the U.S.
Oh no, that's actually probably the only place outside the U.S. I have so far. I mean, I have plans, but I mean, I think there's possibility this winter we're talking about going to Argentina and cycling. There's a route that goes from Chile and Argentina all the way from, I forget where, Santiago down. So yeah, that's possible.
You mentioned Chile. You know that Chile is the longest country in the world?
Yes, we're going to.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I think it's long.
Yeah, I forget how many miles it is, but we're talking about biking that in the winter instead of going to Mallorca, because we've gone 3 times and we do need to change it up.
Yeah, Mallorca going to be, all my friends in the wintertime, they go to Arizona for a couple of days. Like everybody go to Arizona.
I've actually never cycled in Tucson.
Like all the groups here, they have like camps in Arizona. Well, one day I'm gonna go, but for now, like I've seen OK Cycling, I've seen Evolution, I've seen Indigo, I've seen all those guys. Yeah, they go like in 1 week, then next week, and then like everybody like.
Well, wow. I mean, all the cycling groups have like little bike camps. Simon's going to Peoria next week for a weekend, but they also do Tucson cycling camp, but I haven't been to it
Peoria, like not too far away from here?
Yeah.
This is where I bought this bike from.
In Peoria? Cool.
Because Peoria is like an hour and a half from where my wife is.
Yeah.
Where I live. It's from Sterling.
Oh, okay.
So Sterling, let's take 40 and let's go south.
Oh, okay.
And we go to Peoria. Oh, I bought this from.
Well, we're going there next weekend. We're going to bike there. And then I think I've also done some cycling camps with BFF from the previous owner. We went to California, cycled Gibraltar, and I think we've done, with Spider Monkey, we did Las Vegas in that area, which was really great cycling also. And I've cycled through the Rocky Mountains, and obviously I've cycled from New Mexico all the way to Banff, Canada. And Canada is a beautiful place to bicycle, and I highly recommend that too.
Wow. So many cool stuff. Man, I want to get on my bike. I rode this more than Zwift, but I think I want to go back again. But I have to go to a baby shower all the way in Wakanda, not that Wakanda from the movie. Like there's a Wakanda up north from the northwest
It
of
is
here.
far, yeah.
It's about 45 minutes drive. It's not too far. It's not
Okay.
too bad.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
pretty good. So you're originally from Chicago, Illinois area. You're in
As childhood and stuff, I was born in Chicago, but my parents moved every 3 to 4 years. Not because of military. My father was a corporate man, so
Mhm.
I lived in different places in Illinois, in Houston, in Phoenix, and I went to school in Flagstaff, Arizona, and then
That's my favorite curse word.
is what?
Flagstaff is my favorite curse word.
Oh, really?
I'll be like, holy Flagstaff, Arizona. Don't do that to my kids.
Yeah, I can see that though. Flagstaff is a transition town, so it's or it was then. I don't know. That's quite a few years ago that I went to school there. And then I've lived here for over 30 years. But
Okay.
I was my previous marriage. We lived here, and then as that changed, my marriage changed. I still live here. So.
Yeah, I lived in Chicago for 7 years now.
Okay.
So I'm originally from Jamaica.
Yeah.
Came here when I was 19.
Uh-huh.
Went straight to Dallas, Texas. Did my bachelor's degree there. Did my PhD there.
Oh.
Then moved to Miami and trained in Miami for 9 years. University of Miami. Been School of Medicine for 9 years.
Yeah.
And then I've been here for 7 years. So maybe I might do two more years. I don't know. Because I do like 9 years, 9 year. But let's see if
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'll if I stay longer than 9 years, because I like Chicago a lot.
You do?
Yeah, I do. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Because you can find a niche of people that you want to be around, and then when you find a niche,
yeah,
piece of cake.
Well, I mean, me and my partner have a mutual friend. He used to do an awful lot of cyclocross, Greg Campbell, and he moved from Chicago. Well, he's been all over the world, and and now he lives in Quebec. And he's like, you don't find cycling groups like you do in Chicago. You don't find them anywhere else.
Everybody says the same thing. I mean, when I spoke to Henry Lutz, that basically trained in Colorado, he said Colorado's a lot of cyclists, but it's very intense. Yeah, and people, they buy their bikes, go home. Yeah, Chicago, you ride your bike and you stay with your friends for like hours, and then even when you're not biking, you go meet up somewhere and hang out. Yeah, you know, whether it's at Sketchbook or or Temperance when it was open. We do a lot of stuff like that with my friends. I would go to somebody's backyard and hang out. Oh, nice. We do a lot of that stuff here. So, which for me was the same thing too when I lived in Miami. Okay. For my running friends. Yeah. My apartment, because I had a big backyard, was the hangout spot for everybody. I'm like, no joke. So you were hosting. Tuesdays, and Tuesday nights in Miami. Yeah. We used to have this thing at my apartment called FFF. Food, Friends, and Fun. Uh-huh. And every night I would cook. Sometimes I cook for like 60 people. Oh, wow. Yeah. But don't you think it's easier to just hit the 7-Eleven, grab a 6-pack, and then go get tacos across the street? Right. It's kind of the same thing. Yeah. But where I live, there were no 7-Eleven in Chicago, in Miami. Yeah. So it's a bit of a potluck. Oh, okay. So people just take stuff. Yeah. And we just hang out together. Okay. And I just made jerk chicken, and people showed up. Omar's making jerk chicken. Oh. People is showing up. Okay, yeah, you're gonna let me know, right? Yeah, for sure. Okay. Because we just found out we're literally neighbors, right? I know. I walked here. You did? Yeah. No way. Yeah. Okay, so see, now we're neighbors. I've made jerk chicken many times and invite people in the apartment just go and hang out, and they're like, "When you do this again, please let me know." Yes. So people come out in Miami when I jerk chicken. As I put the thing down, it disappears. So I always make like 2 rounds of jerk chicken, and people like, when is it coming off? When is it coming off? Like the guy who runs the Miami Marathon is a good friend of mine, Frankie Ruiz. So I don't know if I told you this before, but in 2018, before I moved here, I was the first person in the history of Miami Marathon to run the half, finish, then run the full. Oh my God. Back to back. Same day. That's crazy. I don't think anyone's done it ever since. Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm the first person to ever do that stuff. That's crazy. I mean, that was a crazy, intense. Oh, that's a little intense, yeah. You do any running or just mainly like cross training? No, that's one of the reasons why I picked up doing the spin classes, because the running was hurting my back so much and my knees. So it just wasn't working out for me to continue running. The most running I do is in cyclocross, which, you know,
it's a lot of running.
And I think we several people say this now, and I think it's a good point we keep on making, that we need to cross train.
Oh yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. Because my friends might be like, oh, Omar is not doing any more running. I'm like, I'm trying to save my body for later on. If this I want to go back to running,
right?
I don't have my knees not blown up, my back is not blown up, because cycling is low impact.
Yeah.
And the good thing is I brought my Jamaican fast twitch muscle to cycling.
Yeah.
So it has made me a decent sprinter. I think I'm okay sprinter and stuff. So
yeah.
It all helps in basically in circles. So
yeah. So I never had any athletic training. I was basically an overweight, mother, worker, life person. So spin classes kind of helped me with my weight loss journey, and so then cycling definitely put me in better shape. I'm probably in the best shape I've ever been in my life right now.
That's awesome. Just because of cycling.
Well, cycling and the weight training and just training. So, and I love it. It's fun. It's something to work towards, and it makes you healthy. So that's great.
Yeah. So, I mean, you've been biking since it's about 2017.
Yes.
And I mean, of course, no matter where you are, there are obstacles. I mean, I've some obstacles and stuff. So is there any obstacles that you have actually faced in Chicago, like you would like to share? I mean, if you don't face any, it's fine. But any obstacles that you had to overcome?
Through cycling?
Yeah. Or which cycling are you face in Chicago?
Winters are always an obstacle, but we've got Zwift for that. I think one of the things about cycling is the people, right? So like you have like really great people with cycling, and then there's a couple that aren't, and sometimes that can be an obstacle and makes you do some changes in the way you cycle or who you cycle with. But it's always great because there's always so many other people that really just value just biking. And that makes Chicago an amazing place because you can always find your people to cycle with. And you can always, and that's an overcoming that obstacle.
Yeah. I said when I came here and I found my nurture dad team. And I just stick with them because
what do you call them? The mammals?
Yeah, we're mammals. Well, actually, one of them is actually Mammalian. Andrew Van Til.
Okay.
Is YouTube actually Mammalian?
Oh, is it? Hilarious.
Because we're middle-aged men in tights. So.
That's for sure.
There's a group called Middle-Aged Women, Mawil or something like that.
Oh, really?
There's a group called here
in Chicago.
Middle-Aged Women in Tights. No, I think I've seen a group on Facebook or Instagram.
Oh, okay.
It's a group called Mawil and Mamil. So it's actually a group.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing. So what you mentioned you had some stuff to do for this year. So
so this year I'll do crits, and then I'll go into the cross season, and I'll do the Shot Cross Cup. And I'm not sure about. We've talked about doing nationals, maybe, I'm not sure, but yeah, so like racing pretty much, and then group rides and just cycling in this area. And then to do base miles in the winter, we're talking about doing another bikepacking trip. So
are you a morning person?
Not really.
Because I was about to invite you to come to Cortada because on Fridays, they have a really, really nice ride on Friday. It's very chill. Yeah. It's probably a few days we start at Plaza. Well, I ride it from here, so you can ride together if you want.
Yeah.
We go to Plaza, 18, 20 miles an hour. That's it. We go to the Lollipops. We go in the fort at the first roundabout. The turn is called Lollipop. We come back. But then from Lake Cook to like Glencoe, it's a little bit spicy. It's a little spicy. Afterwards, we go to Hometown. We go to Pete's. We go to Central.
Coffee.
Tags, and we hang out there for like an hour.
Friday, like Monday's your day off. Friday's usually my day off. So yeah, just because it's like trying to like get ready for the weekend and whatever racing is happening on the weekend, and recovery is important. Right.
So this is what the Friday ride is for. Since it's only
a recovery ride when it gets spicy.
No, but it's only for like 4 miles.
4 miles. That's it. Oh, okay, yeah.
Because from Lake Cook into like Winnetka, where Green Bay cycling, that's the only part it gets a little bit. It's okay, but that's the only part of the ride. It's good. So it's perfect way to just get the legs flushed out, and then you get ready for the weekend. So I use it for that.
So, that's a good idea, though.
So that's what I'm saying. It's really just chill. I mean, it's the biggest group most times because we have like sometimes like 30, 40 people that shows up because it's easy going entire time. And the group, the rule is if you can't hear the person behind you talking, you're going too fast.
Okay.
And it's just really a chill ride.
Sounds like you really love it.
Oh, it's amazing. I love it. I love the people that ride with them. So, you know, it's, I mean, Cortada, those guys are some good people. And also, another thing too, you know, you mentioned you have a bike. I mean, if you ever need any immediate help with stuff, I can work and do many things in bikes.
Oh, and so my partner.
So good. So like changing bottom brackets and cassettes and whatever, and having spare parts and different things. My closet over there got a bunch of stuff in it, just bike stuff. So
I need to show
if you ever
you.
need help,
I need to show you my bikes then, and my partner's bikes.
All right.
You need to talk to you. Actually, you should probably meet my partner, Edward.
All right, maybe I'll invite you guys over and we can hang out with my wife and
chicken.
we'll make some jerk chicken.
Yes,
it's gonna happen.
Okay, sounds
my
good.
word. When I give my word,
Yeah.
I follow through. Okay,
Sounds
so
good.
it's gonna happen.
Okay.
I mean, I think we have basically cover a lot of things. Do you watch professional racing?
Of
Like
course.
Tour de France?
Oh, yeah.
So we think gonna get Tour de France this year? Are you on TAD? Indigo? What's your team? You have a team?
Tajay. I don't know the women that are cycling the Tour de France Femmes, but if Marianne Vos is in there, I love watching her. She's one of my favorites. I love watching Lotte Kopecky. I hope I'm saying her name right. She's one of my favorites. Watching, and Petiers. I love watching those three. They're amazing. The men, I like Wout. I'm always hoping for Wout to overcome his injuries and his setbacks, and he's just an incredible cyclist. I like watching Tom Pidcock and who doesn't like Tajay?
Everybody like Tajay.
I mean, like, how much can you not like him? You can't. You just, it's just.
He's like, I mean,
he's amazing.
Just even outside of cycling, he's just like the coolest person.
Doesn't he seem like he can just be your friend eating jerk chicken and you're
exactly
right? I mean, like he could just come here and just talk.
No.
Maybe you should invite.
Man, I want to invite everybody. Okay.
Okay.
You know who I is a cyclist that I really hopefully one day, if he ever come to Chicago. Reggie Miller, the basketball player.
Oh, okay.
He's a big mountain bike cyclist, road cyclist.
There's a lot of people who
and Ray Lewis, former NFL player, he's also big in cycling. So maybe one day, you never know. But these guys were like, I'm like, man, you guys are cyclists too, man. It's pretty cool. I think maybe like Reggie Miller, his bike is maybe like a 64, the biggest one you can actually have.
Some of these people are big. Yeah. Some of the people on Triple X, man, they grow them large on Triple X.
like Dean Abt, he rides like a 62, something like that.
Does he?
And then the other person I featured was like Mason Roca. He's 6'7".
Oh, is he?
He's a 2X size bike.
Oh my god.
He's 6'7".
I would be so intimidated riding next to somebody that. Well, I am actually intimidated riding because I'm only like 5'2" on a good day.
So you're 5'3" in the evening and 5'2" in the morning.
Yes. And if I can put on heels, I'd like to be 5'5". But it's not going that way. I just keep getting shorter, but that's all right. Some of these people are really tall.
Yeah. So I think we have learned a lot about you today.
Okay.
I mean, we didn't know. But what do you do outside of biking?
Mm-hmm. My family.
That's it. So you retire or just?
I'm retired. Mm-hmm.
What do you do before you retire?
I was a registered nurse for a long time. I originally worked in Hem-Onc, and then I worked in ICU for the most of my career. I tried to go back to and being away from nursing for a little bit because my kids needed me at home. I tried to go back to nursing and do geriatric psych, but that didn't work out because of politics of the administration. Yeah. It's difficult ethics in that area. But I loved working ICU for so many years. It was great. Yeah.
Oh, wow. I see. That's how I'd like dive right. Wait a minute. I didn't know what you do before. Do you know what I do for a living?
I think somebody told me you did medical research for ovarian cancer.
That's what I do now.
Which is pretty impressive.
I run a lab at the hospital.
Yeah.
And I'm also faculty at the University of Chicago.
Oh, that's awesome.
Professor there. But
that's amazing. Just ovarian cancer?
And breast.
And breast. Oh, so
and
female.
Female reproductive tract. So And I'm branching off in some other things. I maybe like to do some collaboration work with like prostate cancer.
Oh, okay.
But my training is actually neuroscience. So I did like a lot of work with Alzheimer's and Parkinson's and schizophrenia.
Oh, okay.
But as I trained, I become more into cancer field.
Oh, yeah.
So
it's a field, but it's definitely, yeah. My older son, who is 28, he is in remission right now from stage 4 testicular cancer with metastasis to several areas. And
it's great to see that he's in remission. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just really happy that he was able to overcome it so far. So, and I think we're on that route. So that's good, but scary as hell, right?
Please keep it that way.
Yes.
Please keep it that way. All the best to your son, and
thank you.
And to you say you have three kids. What's the spread?
I have a 28-year-old. That was that son, and a 24-year-old and a 22-year-old.
Male, all males. All.
The middle one is a female.
Oh, so she's
the queen, the princess.
I'm the only male for my son and for my mom and the youngest one. So I'm like not really spoiled.
Oh, you are a prince,
but I am Prince.
Yeah,
I'm Mula Omar.
oh my. Okay.
No, my siblings are awesome though. I have like 7 siblings, but on my mom's side is only 3, and my dad had more kids. And
oh wow,
so
okay.
It's like 7 of us total.
Okay. Do they all live here, all over, or
all
Jamaica?
Over. We have some in the U.S., one in Jamaica, and then one in England.
Oh, okay.
And then Dallas, New York.
Oh, wow.
South Carolina. Yeah, we're all spread.
That's huge. Yeah. I have one brother, and he lives in Tokyo. Yeah, which I'd like to cycle there too someday.
You should check it out, because I think Tokyo is a pretty nice cycling scene there. Like Tokyo and Taiwan, we make all the bikes and stuff. There are some really cool.
Yeah. Do you know? There was a woman who just recently cycled. I think she was in Taiwan, and it looked amazing. And was hoping to reconnect with her on some of the group rides, so I can talk to her about her rides, because it looked amazing.
And she's here in Chicago.
Yeah. Do you know Dr. Karlin Gorski? She's at UOC. She does. What does she do? I forget what she. She's an associate professor at UOC. Anyway, she sometimes comes on the Monday night rides. She's at OK Cycles. That's her team. Okay, OK.
No, I know OK Cycles.
Yeah. So she's on that team, and she's amazing, and she's fast. She's so fast.
I mean, if I know the guy who started OK Cycling. I know all those guys, Andy Vera and Paul and all those guys. I have an OK Cycling jersey.
And you have to know Karlin.
Maybe I just don't know that she or professional, but I must have seen her, because
I'm sure you've seen her.
I'm in the group chats. So
anyway, she cycles all over the world, and I want to connect with her so I can learn a little bit more about the cycling that she did. And I think it was in Taiwan. It looked amazing. So
the birthplace of Factor
on
Bike.
the list.
Yeah, Factor Bike is actually from Taiwan.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which was a name that was. I think Porsche is doing like a campaign of some sort, and then they made the bike, they didn't do anything with it, and then they own the guy that owns it now. So can I get this name and use it? Yeah, that's how Factor Bike came to be.
So you don't have like a favorite brand of bike that you consistently go back to?
So if somebody asks me which is my favorite bike, my answer will be I hate all my bikes the same.
Because they inflict the same kind of pain.
Exactly.
It's a love-hate relationship.
So no, all my bikes. I mean, they're different.
Planet X,
different
track.
There's actually different reasons and purpose for these bikes. So depends on what I want to achieve. So if I want a relaxed ride, I'll take a less aggressive bike. If I want a faster ride, I'll do this, and did all that. But like these bikes are pretty stiff and pretty fast. I mean, I think my Planet X is probably one of my stiffest and fastest bike.
Okay. Yeah, I can see it. You've got multiple of those.
Yeah. So, Tri-bike. This bike is super stiff and super fast and really nice. And just different bike for different reasons.
Yeah, it's true. That's true.
Feeling.
But most of my bikes are Cannondale. I love Cannondale. They fit me nice, except for my Juliana, which is a Santa Cruz.
So in Miami we say Cannondale. Because dale in Spanish in Miami it means let's go.
Oh well, yeah.
Dale.
And let's go.
So anything you want to leave us before we wrap up, like anything motivational? What keeps you going? Oh,
my health, my kids, my family. I love my family, and that's what keeps me going. That's what keeps me cycling, is just to stay healthy, so I can continue just spending as much time with my 3 kids. I love them, and I love my ex-husband and my partner Ed Reed. They're just really it's it's a nice group I have.
I know you're not grandmas yet.
Oh, I don't think that's going to happen to me, but I do have a dog, a grand dog, and that's nice.
Well, hey, you know what? So I told you we're going to a
baby shower.
Baby shower today. And that uncle I thought he would never be a grandfather either, because his two kids were like, and then it happened.
Well,
you know,
I'm not holding my breath. Let's just put it that way, and that's fine, because I think that they need to do what they need to do in their lives. And my oldest son, he can't have kids because of the testicular cancer, and that's okay. He's also on spectrum, so he has other issues. But my daughter is in grad school, so she's busy right now, and my 22-year-old is still in college, so he's still working his way through life. So
yeah, my first kid when I was in grad school.
Yeah, but these three are not on that track. Trust me, they are not on that track.
give it a couple of years. All
right. We'll reconnect.
You know, my father-in-law went from having no grandkids, didn't know what was going on, and then all of a sudden, within like 5 years, went to 10.
Holy hell! Yeah, no, I don't know.
Life is a funny thing.
Yeah, you never know what's going to happen. Right.
I like that. So,
yeah.
Guys, Denise is here. We met, we talked, we're going to learn about her. She used to be a nurse. She is going to Mallorca. She is rode across the country, south to north, and all these amazing things. She's a network. I mean, it was so refreshing and amazing for me today that I even went and wore this nice jacket just for her. You know, just learn it. And we met you with Trisha, right?
Trisha's my ride or die with cyclocross. We ride together.
Yeah, she's who recommended you, and then we just started following me on Instagram and Facebook, and here we are. Because this is what makes a network.
Yeah, okay? This is true.
Please, when you see me, don't be shy.
Okay.
When I saw you, because I'm like, wait a minute, I saw you on Monday, and I saw you on Wednesday. I'm like, I need to talk to this lady. For some reason, I'm like, aha, I knew it. So
she does cycle.
This is the beautiful thing about Chicago. Chicago is this amazing place to be. We have amazing people here, loving people. We have, most of us are really cool. There are a few twat waffles. That's normal. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But we keep it going, guys. Yeah. And as we end, I want to say, guys, keep the miles and smiles going. Until we meet again, guys. One love.